This is Stella. Welcome to my video. This project is a huge album. We have got, I'll show you some measurements here. We have got 8¼ by 11. So it's basically, we're just short of an A4 size, which is ½ an inch or 3/4 of an inch short of the A4 size. It's huge, but I wanted to do a large one because, let me see if I can bring this up a bit more. Sorry, I don't want to make you seasick. It's not much different. Anywho, yeah, I wanted something large because of the papers I'm using. Now these are, what do you call them? Digital printouts, and they are called Teapot Fairies. I mean, look at that! Isn't that just amazing? I've only printed out a small handful. I think there's 80 odd pages in the actual file. Look at that. Got background pages, folders, all sorts of things, and these beautiful teacup houses. Look at that. So there's so much of it, I wanted a huge album full of, oh, it's also got fairies and all sorts of things. Absolutely beautiful. So I wanted to do something really special. Plus, I'm also going to be using laces and flowers and bling. So it's going to be really special. Excuse me. So I'm up to this stage here, and you've seen me make these covers before, and you've probably seen others make album covers, so you're basically pretty much au fait with them. Now my hinge was 8 inches, and I used A4 sheets, and I'm using 200 GSM, which is these ones, and I'm using a 300 GSM, this one, for the actual pages that go on here. And I've got 5 signatures, so that's 10 pages, and each page is going to be its own folio sort of thing. So anywho, I started with 8 inches by 10½. Just get my notes just so I don't steer you wrong. Yeah. 8 inches by 10½, and then I scored every ½ inch. Fold the first, the second, and the third score, and that gives you that. And then you go over to the next one, score that one, and that one. Skip over that little valley, fold that one, and that one, right up until the end, and you should have 5/8 of an inch either side, give or take. That's a little over the 5/8, and so's that. Okay, now my spine is 3.5 inches. So my hinge came to the inside of here, the inside in between those the folds of the spine. So what I did was I cut 2 strips of the 200 GSM at 1¼ inches by the 10.5, and I joined a piece onto each side to give me that extra. And the mountains on the other side I put glue in and folded them up, and that gave me this. So with that extra 1.5 inches across here, put the strip on and butt it right up against here and right up against here, and glue it down or tape it. And then I put this on my cover, equal top and bottom as much as I could, and then I just scored that line, that spine line through there, and I scored it through here. Okay, I've covered this front cover, but I haven't touched the back yet. Okay, so what we're going to do on the front is we're going to do a box. Now if you watch my sunflower video, you would have seen me how I make the box. And let me just show you, where did I put it? I put it on the back. This box. And I've done that several times in several videos, several projects. There's another one here. This one actually has magnetized snapshot, which I rather like. It's quite big. You can fit heaps in there. Okay. Now, since we've got about 5/8 or maybe a little more, almost 3/4, but not quite there, I have gone with a 1/2 inch build up on my box. So I'm using 700 GSM box board, which is thinner than this one. This one I used 1100 GSM. You can see how thick that is. That is just sturdy and thick. But I wanted a thinner one for inside. So what I did was I cut myself a piece at 7 inches by 5 3/4. And then I took a ruler, no I didn't, I put it through my paper scorer and just scored it. It wouldn't go through anyway all the way because it's too thick, and I don't think my blade's long enough. So I just scored it 1/2 inch, turned it round, scored 1/2 inch, turned it round, and, well actually cut 1/2 inch, but it didn't go all the way through. As long as it goes through enough that you can fold it, that's all you need. And then you take off the little square, take that off. Okay, now I've got some construction tape here, and I couldn't actually tell you what this is called. I bought it from eBay and I can't remember what it was called. or use masking tape, either this or masking tape. Just match up your corners there and pop some tape over it to hold it in place. Just put that overlap in. Make sure the fold is generous and it's not going to bow out. Okay, that's our box. So, oh, and you also need a piece 6 inches, pretty sure that's 6 inches. Yep, 6 inches by half an inch, which is going to go at the top there to bring our lid down. Okay, to make our cover, what I did was I drew with these sides out, flat out, I drew around the box, and that is okay, that is from that line up there to here, then across, and then across here, and then down there. So that just followed the board all the way around. Then took that away. Then I marked in for the inside this piece. So I took half an inch and drew a line, half an inch and drew a line. I'll tell you what, let me just grab a pencil. Oops. Okay, so that was my first lines with this all open. Then I went in and drew to match the inner lines on 3 sides. I did that as well. So then I measured that half inch and I went there, down here, I went there, and then here, whoops. Oh, shoot. Actually, this one should have been the top. That would have been the green one there. Now we go and to the outside, and we mark half an inch, 1/2 inch, and this one also just do it all universal 1/2 inch, and then we can do some cutting. Okay, so you've got this, that, you've got that, and that, and you've got that and that. You've got too much over here, so what we do is take that off, because this is the top. Mark which one you're going to have as the top. Now all we need is the 1/2 inch overflow. Whoops. Whoa. Just throwing my notes around. Okay. The box. Okay, we've got our top. Now we can fold all these lines, and then make sure that your piece fits inside. It may not, you may be a little bit off being at 1/2 inch, so as long as you've got the basic. So these sides will go up and over, and these sides will go up and over, and this side will go up and over, and the top will just go over. So what we don't need here, this is going to be on the inside, so we don't need that piece. So we'll take that off. So that can go on the inside, and then we'll cut here, and then this flap we are just going to, let me get some proper scissors. Whoops. We are just going to cut a little wedge there. So you want that on this side as well, bearing in mind what's at the top. Cut that there, and then wedge it. Now I like to do a template of this before actually using my proper paper, and that's what this is. It's a template, but I may use it. Anywho, we've got these. This is going to go all the way over, and this will go in like that, and this will go over. So at the top edge, where do we want the top edge? We don't want that. So this will go all the way over. And which way to go? Which way to go? Go that way. Let's just wedge that one. So when that is over, and that should go there. I don't know if I've done that right or not. I think so. I think I have, so play around with it. that and wedge it, press it and cut it. Okay, and let's see how it is going to work. Start with the bottom, put that in. No, we'll pop the sides in first. And then we'll put that flap over, and we'll put that over. So that gives us that. You can see it the way I'm going, can't you? So this also will go in underneath. And that just goes over. And this one, the same, will go in and over and under and over. And okay. The first thing I'm going to do is the bottom and these flaps. No, just these flaps first. I'll do it on one side first. Whichever way you feel comfortable doing it. Actually, let's just use a bit of tape and just pop this on. Yes, we'll set it down. But you can do this with the cardstock, but I prefer to use the box board. Where did you come from? Okay, just center it as best you can. If you need to take a little bit off, take it off the bottom. But that looks pretty much centered to me. I can see the blue line. Okay, let me just put that in. Bit of a burnish there. Okay, now have I got tape on that? No. Okay, I'm just going to pop this in there, this little flap. And that one. And then let's put some glue all over here. Both pieces. Bring it up and over. Okay. Just slip some glue in there. And that. Okay, I'm not really good at this side. This is not good at all, so we will put something over that. Sometimes it works for me, sometimes it doesn't, and today it's not. I'm a little off. That's okay. I will put some strengthening corners on it. Okay. Oops. And bring that over. Okay, that's it. But I've got some damage there. That one's okay. That one, we'll have to fix that. So I'm just going to get a scrap. Always keep my scraps. Now just throw some away. There's a bit of scrap there. Let's just mark out 1/2 inch. Scissors. We are going to cover this with decorative paper, so I'm not going to be too pedantic about this. There will be a strip going down there and across. But just in case. Okay, I'm happy with that. Now what we need to do is, because this is quite thin, I've explained this in a previous video, because this board is quite thin, the glue to stick that onto here, I don't know that it will last a lifetime, so we are going to grab another piece of board, and it doesn't matter what thickness it is. We want something that is just going to go on there to there. I don't think I've got my piece long enough. I think I'm going to have to cut. Always keep my little pieces here. Always, always, always. That's a bit too short. Okay, we'll use this big piece. The inside measurement of that is going to be, and make sure that this stands up straight. Go from that corner to that corner, and what we need is 5 7/8. So we need 5 7/8. That's it there. Larger one, is it? It's going to fit really nicely in there. So let's just grab a piece of cardstock. Move some stuff out my way. Now, I really do like security in my albums, and that's why I'm being fussy. Okay, I'm cutting 2 pieces of the 300 GSM, and then I'm going to fold it down at 1/2 inch. Yeah, that was my guess, at 1/2 inch. But let's just make it proper. A proper 1/2 inch. Oh, I wasn't near it. And this one, 1/2 inch. Okay. Now this is a hinge that is going to go, oops, onto here like that. We'll put these on first and match that fold up with the edge of the box board. And the same thing with this one. Match that up. Okay, now this is, I thought that was glue. I shouldn't be working on this as a table. So that's going to go in there. Right, we need to glue that tab, glue that box board edge, go right across here. That tab and that edge. Okay. You want this absolutely even with the edge. So now we have got this little piece which will take some glue and tape to keep that down. Okay. Oops. And that's all I need for that for the moment. Okay, we're going to let that sort itself out and dry out. Now we are going to work on the lid. Okay, so for the lid we have got 6.5 long by 6 wide. So on your scoring board, put it the 6.5 side at the top, whichever way your scoring board goes. Score it 1/2 inch, and then at the next score is 5/8. So 1/2 inch and then 1 1/8. And that's your scoring. Okay, and then you've got that. That will sit there, and this flap will come over to here. Now I'm going to be leaving probably an inch either way, there and there, and that gives me probably 1.5 inches of the flap going over here. If you want it longer, then by all means add some more onto the 6.5, but excuse me, it depends on the paper you're going to use. So first thing is I'm going to do I'm going to do this inside, I think. I'm just wondering if I should put a magnet. If I need to put a magnet, it has to be now. Let me just look at, just pop that in there for a minute, see if it will hold it down. Let's look at my paper options. Now this, I would like this whole cup house on that whole piece. Yeah, so I'm not going to have a magnet. So I'm going to be fussy cutting this to fit there. So what we need to do first is work out what paper I'm going to use in here, and I'm thinking another one of those. Oh, and by the way, these papers, I just print them out as I need them. I scour them on my program where I've downloaded them, and then I'll print out as I need them after I've done all these, of course. Did these to start with. I've printed some in the 300 GSM, and those ones are going to be inserts. Once I put my pages in, they're going to be inserts. So that's why I did that. Now, nope. could I'll be back in just a tick. Okay, I just printed this out. Oh, that's a bit crooked. I just printed this out. This is the one I wanted. So what I'm going to do is just get rid of do try and make it not crooked. Let's see if I can do that. Make it not crooked. Pinch it on one side not crooked. Then we can sort the rest. Okay, let's straighten it out. So now, I'll get back in a minute, my trimmer. We are doing the inside of our lid. While I was waiting for that to print, I just scored my my hinge pieces. You will need probably two pieces of 176 GSM 12 by 12. Cut into 1-inch strips and then scored down the middle. If we need any more, then I will update that figure. Okay, so let's just grab our ruler. Now I only want a small border around, don't want anything huge. So we're going with 5 7/8, 5 7/8 by, and we're just going up to and not over that score line, that one there, which is giving me 5 1/4. So 5 1/4. I'm working in inches, by the way. And unfortunately, I've got a blunt blade. Just give it a clean. Okay, we want 5 7/8. Oh, I need a new thing here too. With crafting, it's never ending what you need. 5 7/8. That worked quite well, as well as it could have, by 5 1/4. Okay, so that's going to go in there, and we are definitely sure that we don't want or need a magnet. Are we sure? Yes, I'm pretty sure I don't want a magnet. So, I'm going to be putting some tape around. Where's my thingy? There we are. It's hiding. Going to give it a border of tape, as always. Then you can see I'm a bit rough there because of my blunt blade, so I'm going to go over them, my scissors. And let's grab the big one and put 2 in there. Love working with this big one. Okay, got a good burnish. Now we'll grab our scissors, and you can see all the fairy ends there. We'll just snip them off. The best way to make sure you've got all of them is to really push them out with the bone folder or your scraper. There we go. So now we can pop that in. Pokey tool. It's going to be quite a long project, this one, so I hope you'll stick with me. Okay, I think that looks about... Oh, it's too late now, we stuck it down. Forgot to put a little bit of glue on it to give me wiggle room. Usually like to do that, I completely forgot. Okay. Now we want a strip that is 3/8. 3/8 of an inch. Oh my word, what is that there? Nope. 1, 2, 3/8. Sometimes it's difficult to tell. Oh, that's definitely not it. That is definitely not 3/8. So we need to take a smidgen off there. Let's go up that way. That's still a bit. I'm just going to trim a piece off. Let's hope I'm straight. You know that scissors and I are not best friends, especially when it comes to going straight. And of course we're not straight. Oops. ridiculous. It's easier methods, Stella. There are easier methods than the way you do it. Let's just see what that's like. Looks better. Okay, let's just add some glue there. Okay, now the rest of this one we will use to cover this. We don't need all of it. Oh no, that's too... Unfortunately, we'll have to cut a piece of this. So we only need about 1.25 inches, give or take. I'll just go the width of my ruler, and then I'll take it over 1/8 of an inch. Okay, giving it 1/2 inch, well, 3/8 of an inch on the end there, and then I'll cut the same on this side. Burnish that, get that glue to stick down, and then let's just fold all these edges over. Just the same as if you were doing a hinge. And we take those corners off. Glue on the ends. And glue these flats over. I love these little bottles with the little thing on top. So handy. So easy to fill. And then we'll pop that in between those. Oh, we're a bit long. That's okay. Okay, we are out 1/16 of an inch across and out, or even 1/32 of an inch. Oops. glued onto my page. Okay, now with this one, I'm going to need to print out 2 of these and cut them exactly the same. So I'm just going to do that now. Just find which one it is. That's the one. Page 32. Okay, well that is printing. Put this aside. Just start working on our pages. And our pages are going to measure pages 10 and 7/8 by 8 inches. Oops, sorry about that. And we've got 10 pieces. So we've got 10 and 7/8. Is it 10 and 7/8? Double check, always double check if you have doubts. No, it's not 10 and 7/8, because that's 11, and these need to be 1/8 there, 1/8 there, 10 and 3/4, 10 and 3/4. Oh my wee doggy. How did I make that mistake? Well, that's a rhetorical question, Ed Stelbell. 10 and 3/4. And I'm so glad that I checked. It would just have meant more cutting. People love it by 8. There's probably a cat outside. He doesn't like cats. 10 and 3/4. By 8. I'm using a Canon Pixma printer that prints out pretty good pictures. And I will have to trim all these up and get all these little fairy bits off. Whoops. Okay, we've got 2 of these now. Now, does that look a little bit more faded than that one? Okay, so let's go on to that. Leave our pages for the moment. Grab that. We'll grab these. Okay, we are not square. So what I'm going to do is just hand cut with the ruler. And I'm cutting these both the same, so they've got to be super accurate. Super accurate. Okay, one thing to remember about working with printouts is don't work if you've got sweaty hands. Keep your coffee and tea away from it. Don't spill any water on them, because of the nature of the ink, it will bleed. And I haven't come across anything yet that will stop that. So if anybody's got any ideas, I would love to hear it. About a coating to go on it. Oh, let's take my cardigan off. Okay, let's see what we've got here. Now I am just going to make sure that we are super duper accurate just by looking at the edge. You can see the edge there, that little green leaf there is perfect. That bit there is good. I've still got a little bit of white here that I want to take off. It's just a smidgen. Look, just, oh, look at that cute curly. And that was okay for that one. And I had a little bit on the bottom here, up to about there. There, I think. Nope, a little bit more off that one. How far, I don't know. Let's go with, that's too much. Okay. Now let's again double check that we are pretty much even. We're sitting at the right level. And another way to check is just move the top page over to the left a bit. Yep, and you can see how close you are to being super duper accurate. Okay. Now I want to clip these together. Make sure they are absolutely straight up together. Just put some clips there, and I'm going to go with some clips on the bottom. Okay. Now, what we need to do now is, where's the box? Probably glue this in place now, and glue that in place, and then we can have the measurement for that cup. And what I want is, it's got to be at least 7 inches. So easy peasy. So if we go for there, if I go 9 inches, that'll give me room at the bottom. Okay. Let's go grab our page, our cover, sorry. Right, I'm going to put it up sideways for the moment. And let's see. I'll go 1 inch from the edge, not from the cut paper. 1 inch from the edge. Oops. Don't have to be as pedantic as I'm being, it's ridiculous. That's about 1 inch. Is that 1 inch? That's a little bit crooked there. Okay, I'm just going to put a line right across there, from there to there, and when I glue this down, I will cover that line. Okay, so we are going to put some glue on. And you know, I'm going to put a little bit of tape as well for security. Find it. Oh, there we are, right in front of my eyes. I'm going to put a bit of tape there. And there. Okay, I'll just remove the tape backing. Then we are going to pretty much slather this piece with glue. So I'm going to use this bottle. Comes out thicker. And then back to our little one for here. Now if you're like mine, if your edges are just a little bit still outside the box, push them in I'm going to push these in, the sides in a little, look at my pencil line and go just over it, and then we'll pop it down. Now it's probably best to just hold it for a while. And I think I've got it pretty much centered. It's possibly a little bit towards this side more than the other, but that's okay. I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that. Okay. Just get rid of any glue that might have seeped out. There isn't any. Okay. Now we go with this piece. Now I did say I would like it to be about 9, didn't I? So we're going to measure about 9 and 3/8 from there, I think. So that's where I'm going to go. I'm just going to make sure I'm straight up with the sides. Yeah, straight with those sides. Straight here. Straight. Oops. And very carefully draw that line. And yeah, ours will be a bit crooked there, so we will just fix that. That's better. Okay, let's grab some glue and put it on that bottom flap. And obviously we should make sure we've got the front, but because I've covered it, yeah, I've definitely got the front. Okay, measure that, make sure we're straight, and then just ease that flap down. And you'll notice I'm just slightly off there by 1/16 of an inch, but it's not poking on that side, so I'm okay with that. I am okay with that. So now we have to measure. Make sure that stands up straight. You have to measure from there to the bottom, which I would go with 9 5/8. So we'll go 9 5/8. Boy. 7/8. 5 7/8. Okay, let's pop this away for now while we do this. Okay, take these off and pop them on the side here, because I am going to use a quilting ruler for this. You don't have to, you can use your trimmer. I would use my trimmer, but the blade is, you know, blunt a bit, so let's use this big 12-inch ruler. Okay, so I can see that I need 5 7/8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I would go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 7/8. I think we can take a little bit more from this end. Just center it as best you can, or as best you like. I'm happy with that center, and I'm happy with that center. Okay, so 5 7/8 is there. It's 5 7/8, and we've got both pieces here. 5 7/8. Okay. Now let's cut this off. Don't throw these away. Okay, let's go to the opposite side, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 7/8. Oh. 5 7/8, it's just a bit that way. 7/8. And that looks pretty accurate to me. 5 7/8. Okay. My other measurement was 9 5/8. 9 5/8. So we've got 9 5/8. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 5/8. Just there. So if I want to keep that butterfly, I will have to take it up a bit to cover the butterfly. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 5/8. So yeah, I'm going to take it up to keep that butterfly in it. And I'll cut the top off. Okay, and we turn it over. Probably don't need them because they're pretty fixed together. And I think that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 5/8. That's 9 5/8. 8/8 in there. That looks pretty much equal. It looks equal. 5/8 is a little bit more, I think. Get as accurate as I can. Okay, now we've got 2. Might seem a little bit of a waste to you. Okay, what we need is make sure we've got our correct measurements there. That looks good. That looks good. Okay, so I think we need to cut them at 5 and 3/16. 5 3/16. So I'm cutting 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 3/16. Do you know, I'm going to use the cutter for this, blunt blade or not. It's 5. It's 5 and 1, 2, 3/16. Okay, cutting that off. Just trim our edges from that flat blade, blunt blade, I should say. Okay. Now you can see that this one goes there. I'm just going to put a clip there and there. Okay. Now we'll grab the other one, the other piece, and we're going to measure that one from the top. And you see why we couldn't do it with one sheet, because that just wouldn't work. You want, when you see it, you want the whole picture. So save it. Okay, we've already got the width. Now 5 and this one's 5 1/4. So we'll go 5 1/4. From the top of the house this way, 5 1/4. That is 5 1/4, isn't it? Yeah. 5 1/4. So this should, once glued on, give you the whole picture. And that is pretty much it. It's gorgeous. Okay, so let's put them together. I am going to use some tape. Let's just go down like that. Doesn't really matter because we're using glue as well. Smaller tape in, just in there. It has to be fully engaged with tape. Okay, now I'm going to cut off any overhangs that we might have. That looks alright, that feels okay. So let's find our pokey tool, which keeps going a wander. There we are. Going. Let's just make sure we've got some glue happening. That's very important. Don't rely just on tape. Glue dries, tape doesn't. So it's possible after a few decades, yeah, your tape might lift. Okay, that looks like, whoa, no. Put a couple of books in there just to give me a straight level thing. Absolutely brilliant method, this. It really is. And I've used it on on my sunflower tutorial. Oh great, oops. Okay, which is the side up? That is it. Okay, that looks pretty much it. Isn't that absolutely gorgeous? That is absolutely gorgeous. Now here you can put a photo, also put a photo there, you can put journaling in here, and we are going to put a strip down here from these cutouts that we've got, but I'll do that off camera. That is absolutely magnificent. Love it, love it, love it. Okay, let's go on with putting one page together. Okay, you've seen it on previous videos, how I do it. We've got our strips and we scored it. Now we're going to fold it. Piece and cut these straight away, or you can trim them after you've put them on. I'm just going to cut them straight away. Hopefully that's 8 inches. Okay, I'm just going to use glue on these. The fold goes to the outside. Okay, so we put glue on this one with a fold on our right and the straight edge on the left. And then match that up, the fold to the edge. From top to bottom. Whoops. We are just a little bit. Yep, pretty perfect. So this one, the fold to the outside. Fold is at the left this time, and the straight edges to the right. And again, match up the corner, match up the edge, go all the way up. Grab our second part of the page. Oopsie daisy. And you don't want any overlapping of the glue to go onto here. Not at all. So let's just pop a corner in, make sure we're square down here, right to the corner, and right to that corner. Oops. See, I've got a little bit of that fuzzy blunt blade thing happening. Okay. And now that should be pretty much accurate. Put some glue on this one. Now you definitely don't need to use the heavier cardstock for the hinge. I definitely wouldn't go over a 200 GSM for it. Okay, and let's just bring that one up and just line that in on both sides there. Okay, so I'm not putting this in the book yet, and when I do put it in, it will go in like so. Come on, like so, with about 1/8 of an inch on either side. Okay, but it's not going in just yet. Okay, I have also found that I can use scraps for diagrams for myself. So what I've done here is I figured out what I'm going to do with this page. Now we're not landscape, we are portrait pages. This isn't to scale, but what I am going to do is I've got two straps which will overlap. There's going to be magnets in here somewhere, and inside that's going to open like that, and then I'm going to have a 6x4 and a 6x4 in here, and these ones I'm going to do similar thing to what I did with the box. The top is going to be exactly the same as what is underneath. Okay. Okay, so that's what I did. And for these, I'm going to use ribbon rather than paper. So, I'll show you what ribbon I'm going to use is, where are you? Here we are. I think I'm going to use the blue one. Okay, so my first using the 200 GSM paper, cardstock, which will go nicely on the base of 300. So the first one has to be 8 by 10 and 7/8. Let me just double check on my length. 8 and, no, it's 8 3/4. Where did you get 7/8? 3/4. So that's 10 3/4 we need. So this needs to be, I need two 2 at 8 inches by 10 3/4. So grab 2 of them and we'll cut them down. They should go both in together. 8 inches is there. And 3/4. One of them is going to be our backing page. We're going to build on this page here, I think, or are we going to build on this page? How did I work that out? Oh, we build on this one. So these two need to be scored. This way. At 4 inches. Scoring at 4 inches. This is a beautiful paper. Oops. Hey, come on. Seriously? Oh, that is so crazy. Might have something in there. Where are we? Like a bit of glue or something. A bit of something in there. And it's gone. Turn them round and just push them out and they're gone. So that's that one. And again at 4 inches. Really don't want that there. Oh, that's messy. Let's fold it. Oh, it's still going to be. Okay, we've got two, but I'm not exactly folded properly. Have a look at that. That is 4 inches, and that is 4 inches. But we're still not quite. That's good. That one's good. What did we want? 10 3/4. 10 3/4. And that one was off slightly. Strange. That's off quite a bit actually. This one's fine. Let's not use that. We'll do another one. Ten and 3/4. I think it's probably because I did two together. And I think that's a good idea. 10 3/4. By 8. 8, 8, 8. And then we'll score it at 4 inches. And that's possibly why we had trouble with the other one, because it was a bit crooked. Okay. Let's fold it and make sure we are edge to edge, end to end. Perfect. Okay, now we have to these are going like that, with the opening out there and the opening out there. So we are going to use strips. Let's put a strip on one side. Measure your strips to measure this piece. The fold is going on the outside. Match up that corner. corner and that edge, 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 and corner. Whoa, that looks pretty good. Oops. I'm just going to refold this one. It's a bit iffy. Here we go. This one is going to go here, so that this opens up to the outside. Okay, so let's take this flap, sure we are going in the right place. Make sure we're straight as can be. Now you do have room on here for, if you trim down a 4x6, you've got room for 2, I think. You just trim them down, because there's usually a little bit of extraneous background that you really don't need in a photo. Okay, so that's that one. I'll just clip that. Okay, this one, we need a strip on this side here. That way. At this stage, don't be too worried if you put it on the wrong side, like that side, because you can always upend it, because there's no decorative paper or anything. You're just doing the basics. So fold to the outside, match that corner up, and match that corner, that side. Beautiful. So this is now going onto this side, and then you've got that. Good, good, good. And I'll trim off any extras that I've got. Whoops. I don't want any more glue. Okay. To our corners, straight up the side. Burnish it well, and then burnish the inside. See, I've got a little bit of unevenness there, so let's have a look. Let's just have a look. And let's just trim that a little bit off. That's fine. Okay. They should meet in the middle, and if they don't, finagle them so they do. This one could come in a bit, I think. Probably just a little. No. No, they're fine. They're fine. Okay, now we need to add this piece, which is one sheet of paper, and we cut it in half. No, it's not one sheet of paper, sorry. Because we need to cut 4.5 wide. I rather like that. I don't know if I want to put another one on there. So we've got the same thing here. Yeah, we'll put another one on. So we need 2 at 4.5, and I'm pretty sure that's 4.5 there. I don't want to waste this. Let's just see if that fits. It fits perfectly. So what did I do here? I put it on the inside, on the outside of this one. I did not put it on the inside, I put it on the outside. Okay, let's just open that up, and we want to put that one there. And it looks like this one is just a tad too long by a hair. So let's just get that hair out the way. It looked like a 1/16 to me. So we'll get rid of that. Beautiful. So if you've got scraps like that, make use of them. So now we've got an inside opening. I think that still might be just a little bit long. Just a smidge. Let me just take that bit off. Perfect. Now I'll have to cut the other one. Size did I say? 10 3/4. Memory is a shocker, eh? Memory is an absolute shocker. 10 3/4, especially when you lose it by that's 8 there. Oops, not by 8, it's by 4.5. Let's just be sure. 4.5. patterns with that. 4 1/2. Scratch. Then we are going to score down the 1/2 inch. Gosh, I've got to spend some money and get a bigger scoreboard. Spend some money that I don't have. Okay. Now let's make sure this does fit. Yep, beautiful. So it's going on this one, and it's going on the inside. Do make sure you get right to the corner and right to the edge. Corner and edge, you really don't want to see your underneath edge. That's good. Okay, we are still just a little bit of a problem there. I don't know why. I don't suppose any cutting is accurate, really. Okay, so there we go. That is our first page so far. Okay. And we are going to put our ribbon. What did I do with my ribbon? This is a blue rosy ribbon. It's just absolutely gorgeous. Look at that. That is just beautiful. Isn't that gorgeous? So that will go in here before this gets put on the page, and then the other end we put in here in the top. So I won't do that until I'm ready to put this page on, and I think that's enough for today. That's enough for today. I'm kind of hungry. If I don't eat, I get the shakes. Okay, I hope you're enjoying it so far, and this is what we've got, and don't forget our beautiful front. And then this one will be up here with lots of things happening, and there's plenty of room for both these pieces in here. Plenty of room there. In fact, we could put more of these. We're definitely going to have one on the back as well. Same method. Isn't that gorgeous? Okay, that's it for today's video. I may do another one today, but we'll certainly get on to part 2. And I hope you'll stay with me for the whole project, because it's going to be amazing. I hope. Okay, thank you very much for being with me, and I'll see you next episode.